Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kid Lee. With E3 just around the corner, I wanted to talk with all of you about new Star Wars games. And yes, there are new Star Wars games that are currently in development. There are three in particular that I want to talk to you about, and then there are two that I'm just going to briefly talk about. The two being Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens. That game is actually being released on June 28th if you're a big fan of the Lego series. And then the second one is Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, this game has not been officially confirmed, but with the massive success of Star Wars Battlefront, you know they're going to make another one. And there's been some chatter around from the developers on how whether or not they are going to be making a campaign for the second one. You know they pretty much have to. I mean, they've got to pretty much copy the Battlefield format in order for this to be successful down the road. But like I said, officially it's unconfirmed, and so we're not going to talk about that one anymore. Let's get into the big three. And these three have been confirmed. They are currently in development and are going to be released over the next couple of years. The first one we're going to talk about is the new Star Wars project from Respawn. This is the developers of Titanfall, if you're familiar with that game. They have announced that the game that they are working on is going to be a third-person game of some description, shooter, action, adventure, something along those lines. And the person who is leading this development team is the former God of War 3 creative director. Now, if you've played God of War, you might know what that game is like. It's a very almost top-down, and I'm kind of saying that with air quotes, top-down hack and slashy type of game. I really don't think something like that would work for Star Wars. I think it's going to be more of your third-person action adventure or shooter type is what Respawn is going to be working on. Something maybe closer to how Titanfall actually is, but in the Star Wars universe. Game number 2 is the Amy Hennig Star Wars project by Visceral. Now, if you don't know, Amy Hennig was the creative director on the Uncharted series, and that is a very big, popular series. Uncharted 4 just came out. It's getting absolutely rave reviews across the board, and it's going to be a Game of the Year contender here at the end of the year. If it's anything like Uncharted, an action-adventure, third-person game that is similar to Uncharted, that game has mind-blowing potential. Absolutely amazing potential. And I don't mean to overhype it, but as a creative director, she has proven that she can produce, or direct, I should say, very, very successful games. And so if she's able to put her creativity, play on words there a little bit, in her passion for this Star Wars game, it's going to be just very, very amazing. And then the third one we're going to talk about is the project that is being done by Motive. And this is being done by Jade Raymond. And if you don't know who she is responsible for the Assassin's Creed series. Now, one side note that needs to be talked about for this project is the fact that Amy Hennig is also working on this project. So you've got the creative mind of Uncharted working with the director of the Assassin's Creed series. That's a very interesting mix, and two games that actually mesh fairly well. So again, if you're looking at a Star Wars game that is like Uncharted or a mix of Uncharted and Assassin's Creed, we are once again looking at something that has amazing potential. But those, ladies and gentlemen, are the three projects that I wanted to make sure that you were aware of. These three projects are coming down the pipeline, and I feel like there's a fairly high chance that at least one of these will be either shown or talked about at E3. Because if you remember, for Star Wars Battlefront, the new Star Wars Battlefront, DICE got the license for that only about a month before E3, and they were able to whip out that trailer for E3. All three of these games have been announced and they've been working on them for months already. So they've already had the license and are in progress for months. So as I said, the chance of us actually seeing something at E3 on one of these games, I think is fairly high. If we don't, I'm going to be shocked and disappointed. And as I'm sure you know, only time will tell. If and when they release information on these, I will let you know as soon as I do. But that, ladies and gentlemen, will go ahead and do it for this video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thank you all so much for watching. And with that being said, everybody keep playing and have fun.